Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Penguin Academy game analysis. This one, I'll be honest with you, only matters to one person. I'll explain that in a minute. We are still in the Blood Bowl 3 2025 World Championships group stage. We are in week 3. And we have Faskill's Amazons versus Crystal Hunter's Rats. And the situation in this group in week 3 is Crystal Hunter has 6 points at this point. Faskill has 2 points. Dragoo has 1 point. And Jimmy Fantastic has 1 point. So, because Faskill has 2 points, Jim can't catch Crystal. If Faskill beats Crystal, Jim can't catch Faskill and is out. So this game matters primarily to Jimmy Fantastic and Dragoo. They're the only two people that care about this game in the world. Both of them need Crystal to win this game to stand a chance. If they do, then whoever wins out of Jim and Dragoo will also go through. If they draw, then it's a clusterfuck. So, this is not really a spoiler. I cover all the results and things for the games before I do them, so I don't know what's happening in most of the games. Sometimes I am spoiled. I'm not immune to spoilers. But I'll be honest with you, even though it only matters to those two people, they're probably fine. Like, Faskill wasn't good. He's just got Amazons. So, this should be fine. If I had to bet how this game is going to go, Faskill is going to score, but he's not going to do enough damage because he's Amazons. Crystal's going to one turn, and then Crystal's going to shit on him on his offense. That's my bold assumption of how this game is going to play out. Haven't sorted it yet, Ham, because I've been sick. I'll sort it with them tonight. Good kick. Okay. Well, good armor. Immediately 11% into a 5 in 8 to just lose, because the only person getting that ball back at that point will be Crystal. Did set up a good anti-blitz defense. My bad for not commenting on it. And minimized his LOS blocks accordingly. But got a Kaz anyway, so that's fine. That's the thing, is this one, yeah. Again, it's not anyone's fault. Like, the format's not bad or anything. It just has... Every format has meta around it that you can't do anything about. Like, what can you possibly do about the fact that right now Crystal is guaranteed to go through, right? The other people all drew. So, as I said, with 6 points, Crystal's guaranteed to go through. So he can do whatever he wants in this match. And as we know, the thing that Crystal actually wants to do is show off to the 4 people who watch him play and win 7-0. So he can just play like super aggressive. Which, if it works, you can't do anything against. So poor old Faskill is stuck trying to beat someone with nothing to lose. Not entirely certain what the point of this is over here. So because of the way the Zons are placed, he can get like 2 dice on both of these anyway, even with a backup block. So I'm not certain what all of these players over here are doing. And then Crystal does an irrelevant dodge. So, if I'm Faskill here, I ignore this, right? Now that happened. Normally, I would just blitz this guard, right? And on a push, chain him down here, bring someone over, take another block, and then you can block the guard. But because this is unprotected and is Crystal's win condition, I would definitely hit this and even consider fouling it. We have 3 bench. The Roger on a rat team in tournaments like this is the win condition. They don't do well at turning people over if you're any good. But their 1 turn is above 50%. So that's a crazy win condition. It's why rats do well in this format. So I would genuinely consider just trying to kill the Roger right now. Foul it, blitz it, everything. Bring the ball up, protect the ball, and then just go nuts. Like, re-roll the block, kick it in the head. Because I know I need to win, right? If I'm Faskill, I need to win. A draw is shit for me. A draw puts me on 3 points, and the 2 people playing in the other game have 1 point each. So if either of them win, they pass me. A draw isn't good enough for me. I need to win, and the best way to win is to make sure he can't fucking 1 turn. But not only does he do the blitz, he does the blitz from the wrong direction, so he doesn't get the chain. Like, it's pretty lame. This is not how you win this game. It's not bad, right? It's not like he did it horrific or anything, or just didn't bother blitzing and dodged these. Like, it's just not how you win. Blitzing the Roger to get it involved near the ball. Didn't have anyone next to it, which is correct in my opinion. I would rather just eat the 1 there than kill my own player. He's really got to stop with these. I guess that one had to dodge, right? No, not really. The one on the floor definitely didn't have to dodge. Yeah, against a blockless Zon, the 1 dice was probably better. Same 3+, but if you roll a 6, it's great. Or if you roll a 2, then at least, you know, it's a duel. That should have been a 3 dice, right? We've got 2 spare players here. That should have been a 3 dice block. Got a POW anyway, because it sucks. Safe moves at the end. I think that's what they say, right? That's the correct saying. Safe moves after all other moves. I'm going to make some merch, by the way, I've decided. I just can't decide what merch to make. I'm going to press pause to talk about this. Because he's just rolled a 1 and is going to eat one of these players. Yes, the Coach Harper's going to be on some merch, obviously. But I mean specifically what kind of merch. So there's different merch that I've been thinking about. There's easy ones because they already exist. And weirdly do have some synergy with, for example, I play Blood Bowl online. So a mouse mat is merch that people would use while playing Blood Bowl. It's a business idea, the Rogue, so I tend to get around to them a bit more often. But yes. Obviously a dice cup. Dice themselves. Coasters. Standees are interesting. You can just put it on your desk. And yeah, like it's going to be like, don't be a penguin. Safe moves first. And little Coach Hopper. Or just if it's a smaller thing, like a standee or whatever, then like just Coach Hopper with like safe moves first written underneath him. That kind of thing. So I'm going to make a list. We'll talk about it in the Discord. That'll help me keep it as a real idea. Not even dead. All right. Well, Faskill has a Roger on the ball. Feels like an easy clear, but we'll see. Oh, won the duel and got rid of the leader. Failed the jumper pit. Wait, failed the jumper pit, but ate the 1 in 9 that blockless Zon would have rolled. So that's nice. I wouldn't have taken this block. It feels like you're gonna be needed here, right? Are you not gonna be needed for this block? Because this is the blitz to chain, and then it could have chained the Roger to there. Used her to tag this out, and then this to make a 2 dice block on the Roger. Who's hitting the Roger now? What is happening? Oh, this doesn't look like it's going to be good. We're chaining out, but you got nowhere to go. So you could have just punched these two people. And you followed? You're just going to stand there. Okay, that's a choice. I guess he's counted from the... Yeah, it's counted from the strip ball. But, like, pows still happen. Oh, that's it. We're just good with that. Okay. Don't know why Crystal just did a 1D. I mean, I do know why. It's Crystal. What on earth was that? What was that? Other than drive losing garbage. Somewhere, like, Jim and Dragu are, like, tearing their hair out at how crap that turn was. Drive losing garbage, I said, Plo. Drive losing garbage. The one turn will make this not game losing garbage. These rats, a silly thing like that doesn't affect rats. They just get to one turn and fix everything. And pretend that they're clever. There goes the strip ball. Bye-bye. What, dude, you had to follow there, right? To force him to stand up to make this a 2 dice. Sol is currently showing off with other tier 1 teams. He's fine. He can live. Hey, look! The dumb rule that doesn't work anymore. Rolled a 7 for the armor, and because somehow the game classes him as lying down when he kills him, even though the animation has him stand up and then lie back down. The Mighty Blow doesn't work. One of those silly ways that they wrote 2020 rules that screwed specific players only, and it had a little buff to rats. So oddly, in the coming edition of 3rd season, there's some other problems with such rules. As written in the rule book, did we resolve this? I can't remember. There's been so many discussions about the way rules are written. As written, we think vampires can't hypnogaze if they're on the ground. Did we end up on that being correct? I can't remember. Anyone here from the rules discussion? So hypnogaze is a special action, and it wasn't covered by prone rules. So if a vampire starts its activation prone, it cannot declare an hypnotic gaze special action, because when it's prone, it doesn't have hypno gaze because it's prone. Which makes no fucking sense, but it is how the rules are written at the moment. Hello, Richie. I did get your DM, mate. Don't worry, I will reply. I was just waiting for you to be back from the Chaos Cup, and well done at the Chaos Cup. Nothing wrong with an unbeaten weekend. I'm sorry. If on YouTube these comments are too small, Richie just said 4 games his Crocs died on turn 1 twice and turn 2 twice. That's amazing. Who the hell did you play to kill a Crocs? Oh, man. Blood Bowl. Alright, we're just going to 1 dice off, right, with the Piranha. Oh, if this is a POW, we get... Oh, no, it's not a POW. Right, we just 1 dice off with the Piranha, right? But... There we go, that'll do. Hello, Hog. Yes, do important things. Good luck in your exam. Oh. I have a question for you, Richie, that I'm interested in knowing. I'll ask Sol, too. How many of your opponents were using a Games Workshop Blood Bowl team? Out of 6. I don't care if people don't use Games Workshop teams. I do care if they use teams that I can't tell what the fuck they are. But there's no strip on the board, Fluffy. Strip got removed. Hang on. Look, that is clearly 2 men enjoying a good old time. I suspect both of those men are stripped. Dived. Gets the 1D. Doesn't waste his reroll on it. I'd have followed there. I would have followed there. The main reason to follow there is that it forces a blockless block. Which could go wrong. Yeah, that is probably a little higher than the percentage of that were there, but it's still 50-50. Less than 50-50. No, Plo, it's the same. So we'll watch the one turn in a sec. The reason I was asking about the models is we had a look at loads of pictures of the Chaos Cup, and the amount of non-GW teams were insane. Like, just insane. And I don't mean they were 3D printed similar teams. I mean, people were using fucking blobs. Just blobs. No clue what they were supposed to be. Not even miniatures. And while I fully support the idea of third-party miniatures, of course, I make miniatures. I'm a third-party miniature supplier, not of fantasy football or Blood Bowl, but it just in general. I do think it takes the piss when big majors and things like this have such a prevalence of non-Games Workshop miniatures, and then all of the people who are there, like, are part of the whinging about Games Workshop changing their rules to try and get you to buy their miniatures. Like, you can't do both, right? You can either complain about the rules changes that are miniature related, or you can buy third-party miniatures. The second you buy and use third-party miniatures instead of Games Workshop miniatures, you can shut the fuck up about them changing rules to try and sell miniatures. Like, you never get to complain about that again. You are part of the reason that they're doing it. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with doing it. But the minute you show up to a fucking Chaos Cup or the Euro Bowl with something you downloaded off Etsy, shut the fuck up about the rules. You are part of why that happened. It's so annoying, Mordred. So many people whinging about, like, oh my god, I can't believe they changed the rules to, like, fit the boxes to try and sell more miniatures. This company whose game we use, but don't give any money because we only buy Grebo. Like, hey, maybe examine that sentence a little bit. I don't, like I said, nothing wrong with buying third-party miniatures. I will happily use a third-party miniature team. But I will not complain about the fact that they changed the rules to sell miniatures. Perfectly understandable. That's literally how they make money. You don't get to use the game that they came up with and then not give them any money and then complain when they fuck with the rules to try and make money from the game they invented. Okay. Where's the gutter? Okay, there's the gutter. It's really hard to tell where the gutter is when you've got, like, look at that. Like, isn't that hard to tell that's a gutter? Like, the cape is barely, like, a thing with when it's got all of this other armor and green shit all over it. Right, so there's the gutter. So because of the way he's set up, he's... What's happening here? I've just realized I don't know how Crystal is doing this one turn. Just at a glance. He's going to have to take blocks first, yeah. But not good blocks, right? Yes, I've seen the Jim credits Crystal with it. Jim needs to, like, fucking sort out his one-turn, like, understanding. I remember him, like, freaking out, and I still take the piss out of him, freaking out at the fill-in one turn the K-Fool did. These are all one-turns that people have been doing for forever. It's just Crystal showed Jim that method. and for some reason, he saw K-Fool do that first. So, like, those are the people that he just assigns them to. It's definitely not anything that he came up with. I don't know what's happening, because at the moment, like, you immediately think he's going to blitz with the Roger, but that's going to go there and there. There's currently no one in this square. This is a 2-dice block, but then you still can't blitz from here, and you don't want to anyway. This is a 1 dice. This is a 1 dice. This is not a 2-dice block. That's got defensive. So that's a 1 dice. No, I'm talking to Jaeger, JD. He said, like, oh no, wait, sorry, Dembeek. No, Jaeger. Yeah, I don't know. Let's find out. Let's find out what he's doing. Oh, he is just opening with a 1D. Well, that was dog shit. Alright, still dog shit. But still working. That's a blockless block. Just putting that out there. For some reason, that one doesn't have blocks. So we have no more rerolls. So as well as not chaining forward into range, you could also have just killed yourself. This is rubbish. Well, that wasn't... That was a terrible one turn that worked anyway, because rats. Yes, I'm going back to show. I was just watching the one turn. So this block here gets the push. But this block, if you fill this square, pushes you in there. So this is just a 1 in 36 to go there. Actually, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, no, it is. All right. So this is a 1 in 36 to go there. And then you fill the square here because you need the extra assist to make that 2 dice. And then even if it's a POW, you chain into the blitzer, who chains into there, and you go there. And you avoid a 4+ dodge. I honestly, it's been a while, like, since I've seen Crystal fuck up a 1 turn so much. It's normally the one thing that I give him credit for. That he's a top tier 1 turner. That was shit. Absolute shit. But it doesn't matter, because rats be ratting, and it worked anyway. Right, but he did POW there, Dembik. That's not to be fair, is it? That's still wrong. What you've said there is, if he got lucky, it wasn't wrong. Apologies to YouTube watchers for the bing bongs. That is my WhatsApp, not yours. Don't go searching. I have to keep the alerts on because my ADHD will never remember to check my phone or anything. And my mother needs me to pay attention when she messages. Off goes a gutter. Why would you go there and not there? Like, this is a hole. You know this is a hole, right? Where are you going? Why? Who cares? Okay, so I guess maybe this is a problem with the issues that we talked about at the start, right? Faskill needs to win. Crystal doesn't care. So Crystal could just hand off, pass and then hand off and just score, right? Go 2-1 up. It doesn't matter to him. If he draws, it doesn't matter. The draw matters to Faskill. So Crystal, I don't know if Crystal's, thought too much into it rather than just playing, especially with that 1 turn he just did. But if he was to think into it, he could realize he's allowed to do this, right? He can play with the idea that Faskill needs to win. So Faskill can't afford to leave that gutter down there. He can't afford to ignore it because the 1 turn just went in. If Crystal scores a second, even now, even though that's a guaranteed draw, that's not good enough for him. He needs to win. Her eye, the blood has gone from her eye, Ord. Sorry, I guess I should explain. My mother had a double cataract operation recently. Both eyes at the same time because she is allergic to anesthesia. So they can't put her under multiple times. In fact, it was dangerous to put her under at all. But the alternative was go blind, so she chose to have the operation. But she had both cataracts done at the same time. And one of her eyes wouldn't stop bleeding. But it has now stopped bleeding, but it hasn't healed properly. So she is waiting for her checkup operation to see what to do next. But her one eye is good, so at least she can see. So it's already better than going blind. No! No! Didn't even stand in his own column for the memes. Disgraceful. Did do a rush, though. Just for fun. Shits and giggles. Snakes happen to other people. Hunter. As he's known. Right. Talking of my mother, sorry YouTubers, you'll have to skip forward a second. I'm gonna go and meet her at the door. I'm back. Yes, my mother tries to be nice. And again, I don't mean she tries and fails. I mean, she is nice by dropping stuff off. She dropped off a tray of cold coffee drinks from Home Bargains. No, it's not, no. Like I said, the one eye isn't healing. But it's not bad. It's not like it's bleeding or anything anymore. It's just, it still irritates her and it's really sensitive to light and stuff. So maybe it's just healing slowly. She's got a checkup in a week and then we'll go from there. But she's a lot safer now because her other eye can see. So she doesn't trip or anything like that. Was that the best way to do that? That feels like that wasn't the best way to do that. But honestly, I don't care because this game is now over. Because the problem is, didn't even get the big girl back. And another super deep kick. Crazy kicks going on from the guy with no kick skill. Hello, Dan. So, yeah, so the problem here is the Zons have to score. As simple as that. The Zons have to quick score. They need a win. If they draw, their only hope is the other game is a draw. And really, you don't want to rely on other people doing that, right? What is that? It's such a weird... So that's the wrong block, isn't it? So the problem here is this thrower should have gone here, right? Hasn't used the leader reroll, so should have gone here. And then you can blitz with this one. And then if you get a 1 in 9, you can even eat it because the thrower is there. Or the thrower is there, or whatever. Like... And maybe you can't eat it. Can they reach the ball? Maybe they can reach the ball. Okay. This one should come back as well. These two should have moved before this blockless block, is what I'm saying. Yeah. So we had a look at the Chaos Cup, which happened in America this weekend, and a funny situation occurred whereby one of our group, Sol, was on top table playing to win the competition. Him and his opponent were the only ones on 5-0-0, and they drew, so they both went to 5-1-0. And on table 2 was a guy with 4-1-0 playing his own brother. And so because Sol and the other guy drew, that brother with 4-1-0 had to win the Chaos Cup. And he did. And so, like, I'm not saying they did anything wrong. I'm just saying there should maybe be some rules where you're not allowed to play your own brother to win the Chaos Cup. Like, maybe there should be something in place for familial relations. Because again, like, so the other brother, I don't know. I assume he was also on 4-1-0, but I didn't check. But basically, it's like the problem is that let's say they were all on 5-0-0. When Sol and the other one drew, that one brother, like if he scores on turn 8, all his brother is doing by scoring back is costing his own brother the Chaos Cup. That's the problem, right? Yeah, but you can't tell who's friends with who. Like I'm not saying you can make it perfect. Like that's not how rules are supposed to be put in place, is it? rules are supposed to cover eventualities, not every eventuality. So you can definitely put in a rule whereby, like, in Swiss, if it matters, maybe you don't play your own close familial relationship. But you could put in a rule where the referees are allowed to swap the matches if there's some kind of close tie between the players, right? Like, for example, if two people are on the same team. Like I said it, right? People might find this disgusting, right? I'm fine with that. But morally, I mean. But let's say, like, I went to the UKTC. Wait, I don't know which one's which. Whichever one is the singles championship. And we get to top tables. And top table and second table are all on 5-0-0, right? And second table is me versus Jim. We're not related. And we wait because we're clever. We play slow to wait to see what the result of the other board is. And Jim scores on turn 8. I now know that all I can do by drawing is cost us both the championship. Why would I do that to Jim? Like, just why? Like, why would I do that? So I would immediately just quick score, because then I give myself the chance of winning and Jim the chance of winning. And if it gets to turn 15 and I haven't got a scoring threat, I'm telling you now, I would accidentally let him score. I don't care. Like, it's just in my head, right? It's just silly to cost you both the championships. Like, I might be a dick for it, but, like, I don't care. Why would I try and stop my friend winning the championship? And it, like, yeah, okay, everyone making jokes about their siblings. I want them to die or whatever. But, like, it doesn't change the feeling that you'll get, right? When you start that second half and all you can do is make sure you both lose, that is clearly going to be something that affects your decision-making process. But it could work out, fucking, whereby I cannot win, right? Let's say top table is 5-0-0, Jim is 5-0-0, and I'm 4-1-0 with a lower Buckhold score. So even if I win, I can't beat top table. Like, I just can't win. I'm not playing to win at this point. What, like, why the fuck am I try-harding to just stop Jim winning the competition, right? Why? Where's my motivation there? And I'm saying that I would be fine if a referee stepped in and swapped me with the guy on table 3 who doesn't know Jim. Even though Swiss says we should play each other, as if it affects it, then I'm fine. No, I'm saying, Jaeger, that I am in favor of rules to stop this happening, not leaving it down to individuals and their morality. Because that's never going to work, as exampled by Black Swan here, who's just explained, who's just brought up one of the people who would definitely cheat. Like, I'm fine. I'm just talking about the fact that maybe there could be a rule in place. And I don't know if there is one, by the way. I don't think there is. No one's ever explained it to me. Sorry, Erika. I'll explain quickly again. So the Chaos Cup happened this weekend. A US major Blood Bowl tournament. The US major Blood Bowl tournament, really. And a situation came up whereby top table was 5-0-0 each, and they drew to go 5-1-0. And second table there was someone with 4-1-0, and if with a higher strength of schedule. So if he won that game, he would beat both the guys on top table to win the whole thing. And the person he was playing was his own brother. Which led me to ask if there were any rules in place about this, and apparently there just aren't. No, I'm not even suggesting there was any impropriety. There probably wasn't. There's no need to assume that people would do that, right? But that's the point. You have to assume that people aren't going to do that. Whereas I was asking if there were any rules. I don't know what the rules could be other than just give judges some, leeway to switch tables around if they're worried that like the people know each other or they're from the same group. Like if two tactics and theatrics people or like two Team England people, people who know each other and have obvious connections, like me and Jim would, you can swap them with someone who has a similar rating or has the same score. Sometimes that won't be possible, but other times it will. Like there might have been no real difference between his brother and the guy playing on table 3. They could have swapped them around. I do also think that that might be a rule that they could put into place, Dembeek, that if you end up on the same score, then top table is the first tiebreaker. That wouldn't hurt either to stop that kind of thing happening. It does suck if you end up on second table with 5-0-0, but like, you are, it's still strength of schedule, right? It's just it cuts off at final round. Oh, that is a rule somewhere, JD. Okay, that's pretty good. Like as long as people are in oh, okay. No, I mean like literal top table. Like I don't think it like the guy on second table wasn't 5-0-0, right? He was 4-1-0. He shouldn't be able to beat top table because they drew and he beat someone else. Like full stop. They got the top table. That should be the end of it. That should whichever one of them wins should win. The only way he could beat them is if he was also 5-0-0, they draw, and he goes 6-0-0. That's the only way he should be able to beat them. Well, I mean, you can adjust it like what I just said, Pen. Right? It's that what I just said is still strength of schedule because strength of schedule decided who was top table. But once you're at top table in the 6th round, strength of schedule should be out the window and it should be top table. Top table just plays. Then that's it. And if they draw, they draw. Yeah, but that leans into why I was talking about it, because like that's why if you looked at the Chaos Cup results, the reason that brother won, he had like a 15-point advantage over Sol on strength of schedule, and that's nothing to do with Sol. Sol won every game. It's just that the first two people that Sol played were garbage. He didn't get to decide that. Like one of them might have gone home for all he knows. There were people there who didn't play the second day. Like, that just means that you can't win any, like, tie, which is crazy, right? If in the first yeah, but like I'm saying, you can have, like, you know, little things in place to mitigate those kind of problems. If in the first round you play someone who then just decides to go home, you can't win on a tie ever. You now have to have the best score. If you're a draw with anyone else, you lose. Because you got unlucky enough to play the guy who threw his toys out the pram and just went home. Or had an emergency and just went home. Or got sick and just went home. Yeah, or you got someone who lost the first game and is right, well, I can't win the tournament. Let's win the wooden spoon. Yeah, it's not that it solves it, it mitigates it, Jaeger. Like, nothing can solve it, but it mitigates it, because Sol was on top table because he went 5-0-0. Whereas the guy on second table had a stronger strength of schedule, but not a good a record. Once you make it the top table, you could just cut it off right there. First tiebreaker is the score, obviously, but then second tiebreaker should be what table you were on. There's no way someone on second table should beat someone on first table if they have the same score. Like, that's just crazy. It's so gutting to get to top table and draw, which is expected because the other person is also on top table, and then someone on second or third table beats someone much worse than the guy you were playing, and then beats you for the whole tournament anyway. Because you had a potato in round one. Yeah. I mean, we could call it the friends and family tiebreaker just to take the piss out of NAF and their way of collecting money. But yeah, like I said, it's not a big deal or anything. Like, if Saul wanted to win, he could have just won that last game, right? It's not a big deal. It's just one of those things that, like, people could, and maybe they have talked about it and decided against it. I'm not involved in any NAF discussions. JD is saying that similar things are elsewhere, so I'm assuming some people have talked about it. It's funny that we watched another tournament and there's something else weird. Every time we try to watch a tournament or try to follow a tabletop tournament, something weird is going on. And in this case, it was some dude got to play his own brother to win. Which is super strange, right? This is not even a good blitz at this point because he just used the leader. He just used the leader. Yeah, that's why there's no good solution. Obviously, you just keep playing is the best solution. So there's no perfect solution. Because it's another game, Haruka, and people have got to go home. Normally, all the time people have is already allotted to playing games. Stun on the guard is nice, but he's got to get a move on, hasn't he? Yeah, I would like to. I mean, I'm not an expert, right? So maybe there are problems with that, but I'd like to know that they at least considered that as a possibility. Yeah, it would have to. It would have to be covered by the rules in that it doesn't screw anything up. Well, killed his own player. That's cool. Looks like we're going left, right? Left, right? Hey, like a fucking 1930s comedy skit. Yep, block there and follow. 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 Follow! Oh. It looks like we're not going left then. Yeah, pen. We're not trying to come up with a perfect solution. There isn't one. But that so the reason that what you just said doesn't matter is because it was already strength of schedule when they drew each other. So the strength of schedule for those two is already a decider anyway. Like, if they're on top table and they draw, then strength of schedule decides which one of them wins. Like, that's just the only decider. Being promoted tables, essentially, is something that I think shouldn't happen. I think, because then, another way that that would be better for tournaments, for tabletop tournaments, is that then people could cover top table as the final. Or, like, if they try to cover a tournament and stream it. Because then it would be the final. It would be really annoying if you streamed top table from somewhere like the Chaos Cup or the UKTC and someone you weren't watching won the fucking cup. Like, how bizarre would that coverage be? Did he? The brother came down to check. Nice. Full pow. Doesn't get a armor break, though. I don't know what Faskill is doing yet. He's playing for the draw and hoping that Jim versus Dragu is a draw, which seems like a nightmare. Good job, Richie. Good pow in. Why did he do a rush there? Really, they played it was a mirror? They played the same list? I mean, if that's true, that's even more dubious that one of them won, isn't it? Faskill seems to be stalling to lose here. I'm so confused what he thinks is going to happen in the last two turns. Other than Crystal forgetting how Blood Bowl 2020 works again. He appoed the KO on turn 15. Like, doesn't matter, mate. I just don't know what he thinks is happening. Like, this is bad, right? So I guess we are doing Penguin Academy amongst all this chatter. Don't do this, folks. Because if you pow the front one, you can jump, and into a square, you can jump it, and it's a 4-3 rather than if these were one back, a 4-4-3 to dodge through. Just don't do it. It's silly. To not know this at this stage of 2020 is crazy. And there's that. Good job. I mean, when you're just stalling out, when you're just stalling the turns, and you know they aren't going to jump, you still keep clotheslines, right? It's just on the final turns where they need to break forward. That's when you spread, that's when you grid instead of column. What's he doing? Why do people do this? I don't understand. Kaz is not a tiebreaker of anything. Just press end turn, man. Ugh. Well, there we go. Crystal Hunter wins. That's his third win. We got the first person going through with 9 points, but we will see Crystal Hunter in the World Championships proper. Join in PC and Edward Lover. And we will see who goes through with Crystal from this group in the next match. See you there.